Okay, I'm live. Just got off, got me something to eat, and it just feels good. Been watching the weather a lot. I've been. Well, I want to first of all, I want to thank each and every one of the good people who said be safe and our blessings go with you, because they know here in Maryland, along this line, we're gonna catch one hell of a storm starting out Thursday and also Friday. But we've been seeing the storm is picking up because today we had some rain. And what that's going to do is saturate the area very well. It's been saturated all week. Um, and so when it comes in with those heavy winds and it comes in with that, we expected to get possibly between Thursday and Friday 1 foot of rain or more. They said or more. Um, And what happens when we even get even when near that? We've gotten 6 inches before and seen when you go through certain roads, you'll be driving down the road, and then when you look at the intersection, it'll be underwater. So this is going to be much worse than that. I remember a few years back taking pictures of an 18 wheeler, and that was less rain than what we're going to get. And he was parked near the harbor, but when he came out to his truck, the whole front of the truck, I think they call it a cab, was all the way up to the door handle, and it was sitting in. It was the whole truck was just sitting in water. So we saw that, and then immediately the water started to go out. We had the main problem with that was we had a lot of rain, and we also had a very high tide, and that's what did that. But all the roads, the different places were just shut down. Maryland was completely unprepared. They had no way of they didn't know what they were doing. They wasn't handling it correctly. I gotta say that they didn't know how to communicate with the citizens. And now everyone's got cell phones. We had them then, but they didn't know how to tap into them and let everybody know that certain roads were shut down at, where their gas stations were out of gas, and where the power was out at. And they didn't know any of this stuff. They didn't know how to communicate that information effectively because there were too many people running around with cell phones not working, without knowing what gas stations were, without knowing where there was grocery stores that have already loaded back up again. They didn't know this information. So they said that they are ready this time, but I don't believe them. Anyway, or anywho, it's been a good day today. Got a chance to walk by the garden. Notice I didn't say I didn't go in the garden today. I walked by and I looked at it, and my trees that are my fruit trees are huge with all the rain we got this year. I mean, they grew bigger and badder than anything that I could think of since I've owned them for the last 4 years, and some of them have for 5 years. But they are huge. My fruit trees are big. I mean, they're big, and they didn't do this last year, the year before that, year before. They just didn't do that. Now they are just with all that rain. I mean, they got big, especially the cherry trees, the peach trees. Yeah, the peach trees, apple trees. Yeah, they did okay, but the biggest dogs out there is the pear trees, the peach tree, and also the cherry trees. Now, um, everything in the yard is growing. I mean, everything is growing out of control. Everything. I can't get a dry day to get out there to get the tractor out there and start cutting some of that stuff back. But soon, I hope I will be able to do that. But I mean, it just looks bad out there. Everything's just grown in. The whole yard is just a jungle. To be quite frankly honest with you. Um, and it didn't help that my neighbors relieved me of my weed trimmer. I keep talking about that because it was just sad the way they did it. I mean, this they just took it. I mean, went in the garage while I think I was out there working that day. I'm thinking, and the kids went in behind me while I was out there doing something in the front yard. They just went through the backyard, grabbed it, and kept going. And it was professional grade. Yeah, professional grade. I can't use a regular weed whacker to do county advertising on TV. Don't go teeny ones. I can't do nothing with that. It just can't do anything in my yard. My yard is too wild for that thing, that type of weed whacker to have any effect. But the thing about it is um, the apples. want to talk about that a little bit. I'm driving up through the neighborhood, and where I said a while back, I found that is a medium strip where you would cross the street. There's about, I'm going to say about 6, 7 feet wide. And years ago, they planted apple trees there. Well, the neighbors don't pay them any mind, but when I'm driving up, see, by me being a gardener, uh, I saw apples there one day, and I stopped, pulled over, took some pictures, and I have the pictures on my page here. But what I did see a couple days ago, driving up, I looked further up into another one of the trees, and it had some of the prettiest green, almost yellow apples. Those are Granny Smiths. I know what they are. They were beautiful, beautiful apples. But they were up high. You would have to get a ladder to get to them. And it was just a beautiful scene to see those beautiful apples. But uh, I purchased apple trees a few years back because I said I would like to have apples on my property and peaches. And I got carried away and I got pears and then I turned around and got cherries. Cherries are the hardest ones I got to deal with. Them and the I'm going to say the peaches is because the cherry trees, if you don't do something to them, the bugs get in those and get those quick. I mean, they get them quick. Well, from my experience here, they get those quick and they go in them and they do something to them where they don't even grow right. They won't even grow big. They'll grow misshapen. And one year I had a situation where every single cherry I pulled off of that tree was it had a little maggot in it. And so I'm going to have to look into some natural remedies to make certain that all of my fruit is not eaten up each year. Because the problem I'm having is first I was dealing with peaches and I knew peaches could be um, uh, damaged. But what I'm dealing with right now is a situation where the bugs go after the peaches, they drill holes in them, and they eat them from the inside out. I'm having a situation with the cherries. The cherries come these little tiny little green cherries. And before you get a chance to do anything with the cherries, as soon as they start turning red, you got the situation with the birds eating them, and you got these little tiny, whatever type of insect that bores a hole in them, and it does something to the cherry where the cherry is misshapen, and then it stays small, and then it finally falls off. But that tree has been producing well for quite a few years. Another thing is I have another challenge, which is I'm trying to add as much organic matter to my soil as possible. And I do have a situation where um, I'm using my weeds, I'm using my grasses, and whatever leaf fall I have during the fall, I'm using those as well. So I'm figuring that should be enough. Um, but I'm doing everything the natural way to my garden. My garden is absolutely natural, and that's the thing that I'm mostly focused on is keep all my food natural, and that's what I care more about than coming in and spraying a bunch of chemicals in the trees. And yeah, I'll get pretty looking fruit, but my my reputation says I have to use natural means in my garden because I started out that way, and I'm kind of stubborn, and I want it to stay that way. I want everything to stay natural. I want everything to be, um, you know, good tasting and without a bunch of chemicals sprayed in it. This has been the Morning Gardening Show, and I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and watching the show. I enjoy bringing this information to you each and every week, and it just feels good to know that I'm out there helping someone to grow a better crop, and enjoy the food that they grow. This is the Morning Gardener.